practice, including his adorable daughter. You know, we're all thinking it. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. He's not running full speed here. He's definitely slowing down to make his daughter feel better. I'm sorry, but it had to be said. I feel bad. It's great, but it's not amazingly wonderful. Could have gone faster. Wilds, what else you got for us?
More wonderful Giants training camp. Look at Saquon with the one-handed catch in the end zone. Looking like former Giant and future Patriot Odell Beckham Jr. Man, I ruined it. I got to start believing that.
That guy.
You really say it with more conviction. Giants open up in Tennessee week
Him
1.
too.
Moving on to the weird Mets-Yankees. Look at Seth Lugo's curveball. This is the curveball that ended my baseball career. It wasn't from Seth Lugo. It was from Calvin McCoy. I was like, looks like I'm done with baseball. He goes 1 2/3 innings, ends up getting the W, 2-game sweep for the Mets. Moving on to the wonderful. Head over to Chris Brickley's run, which just has a bevy of stars, including Carmelo getting ready for year 20. Leon Rose, while we're working on the Donovan deal, why don't we just give Carmelo a contract? Bring Melo back. Would anyone, literally anyone in the metropolitan area be upset about that, or would everyone be happy? Answer,
He's too
everyone
young
happy.
for
Moving on to
Tibbs.
the weird.
Not enough experience for Tibbs. Needs a couple
Cardinals
more years.
training camp. DeAndre Hopkins with the behind-the-back catch. Woo, pretty nice. Cardinals open up week 1 against the Chiefs. DeAndre Hopkins won't be there. I'm nervous about that game if I'm the Cardinals. I think our guy Patrick Mahomes is going to have a monster game. Howard's going to be nervous. We'll put some early money on that. And finally, the wonderful Lions
Oh,
training camp.
burpees! Woo!
Dan Campbell.
Yes!
Jen, are you counting that?
Yes!
Jenna, are you counting this as a
No,
true
he's not
burpee
jumping.
since
No.
you're not going all the way up?
Not Dan Campbell.
more
Everybody
like
else has got the hop. He's not. He's doing a squat thrust. He's doing a modified burpee, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Okay.
Oh, I love this.
Modified burpee. Okay.
Well, the guy in the back isn't
That's
doing
a weird
it either.
and wonderful from the national pastime.
No, let's stay here and analyze. Can we just, no? All right, let's just move on and talk sports. We're breaking out the Bud list on a Thursday morning. Broussard's under duress list. Bruce, 5 people in the world of sports feeling it most. Kevin Durant certainly worthy of a spot after another week of hanging in limbo. Still not traded, still unhappy, still super tall. But Brew choosing to go in another direction. Who is on this week's Bud list? Chris Broussard.
Yeah, Jen, look, we all know Kevin Durant staying in Brooklyn, so he's not on the list this week. I'm starting at number 5 with Mike McCarthy. Now, we saw yesterday with Jerry Jones what was meant to be a press conference to dismiss all the rumors about Mike McCarthy's job security or lack thereof, kind of went the other way, kind of. Because there's been a lot of interpretations of Jerry's line, I have choices, right? He was trying. And Cincinnati, if they start off 0-2, the heat underneath Mike McCarthy's seat ratchets up 1,000. So yeah, Mike McCarthy at number 5. At number 4, a brain trust in San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. Look, not only did they give up 4 picks, including 3 first-rounders for Trey Lance, an FCS quarterback. Yeah, old Division I AA for those that don't know. FCS. All right, they did that, but now they have jettisoned or about to jettison, by all reports, a quarterback who in his 2 LD seasons there led them to 2 NFC title games and a Super Bowl appearance. All right, a guy that's wildly popular in the locker room, and they're all in on Trey Lance. It better work because those players in that locker room have Super Bowl aspirations. It better work, that's all I'm saying. And that's not to mention Deebo Samuel, who's sitting out training camp. He's there, but he's not practicing until he gets his deal. All right, at number 3, another brain trust. President in Boston, Brad Stevens. Now, it was leaked, guys, that he offered his second best player, Jaylen Brown, for Kevin Durant. Jaylen Brown and some other pieces for Kevin Durant. So you have to deal with whatever ramifications come from the leak, right? Is Jaylen Brown upset? Is he shaking his head in anger? Or, will he come back fine? I think he comes back fine. But here's the other thing. You have to decide, do we even do the deal? Do we offer more? Do we give up Jalen, Marcus Smart, maybe Robert Williams III, and 3 first-round picks, something crazy like that for KD? Here's why. If KD's played 90 games the last 3 years, guys, what if he remains injury-prone? What if he gets hurt and he's battling injuries over the next few years after they trade for him? Now you look like, Jenna, you'll like this, the anti-Ainge. The opposite of Danny Ainge, who we all remember fleeced these very Nets 9 years ago, and then you reverse it and let the Nets fleece you. So, lot for him to deal with. If he makes a deal and it works, it's great. But if KD gets hurt, then it becomes a problem. All right, at number 2, I kind of alluded to it earlier, Trey Lance. All right, it's not quite, Nick, Super Bowl or bust, but it's close. I mean, those guys want to win. Is it NFC title game or bust? Is it divisional round or bust? I mean, that's hard for a rookie who started 3 games in the last 2.5 years, one of them at North Dakota State. All right, so I like Trey Lance. I know you don't think so, but I do like his potential. But let's see if he can live up to it. And again, Jimmy G, the guys in the locker room liked him, and he did win 70% of his games, as you well know. So Trey Lance.
Love Jimmy G so much. George Kittle said yesterday he hasn't talked to Jimmy G since the end of the season. They're just best buddies who just stop speaking the moment he stopped being a quarterback.
During the season.
Hey, Brew, hold on a second here. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume number 1 on your list is not Jimmy Garoppolo. How do you expect America to take the Bud list seriously as it once did, when it now is clearly just Broussard's grudge list? Broussard's, the guys that grind his gears with a few sacred cows that could never show up on the Bud list. I'm old enough to remember you declaring, with bass in your voice and with your chest out, that Baker Mayfield was going to be on the Bud list every single week until he found a home. Jimmy Garoppolo has no home. He is, what do we call it now? Temporarily unhoused. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo is. He has no football home, and no one. No, we don't call it that anymore, Jenna. That's why I said temporarily unhoused. That is what Jimmy Garoppolo is. So here's the deal, bro. Why is he not on the Bud list? What NFL player is under more duress than Jimmy Garoppolo, who doesn't have a team to play for?
Well, he's coming off the shoulder injury. You know, and I know that's the only reason he hasn't been traded. Your boy Kyle Shanahan said it yesterday. Now, I am the facts over feelings guy. So I will give you that, there's a little duress. There's a little fire beneath Jimmy G. He might not get his $25 million, right? He might be cut. He might be looking at a backup role
definitely
this
not
year
his
and in the future. So
He's
I'll give you that.
Definitely looking at a backup role.
But hold on, Nick. They
Seemingly
haven't cut him yet. They haven't cut him yet. And here's the thing. Does it make sense to the Niners to say, you know what? It's not just Jimmy G keeping him in case Trey Lance gets hurt. What if someone else elsewhere gets hurt? What if Matthew Stafford gets hurt? What if Ryan Tannehill gets hurt?
Keeping him.
Is another team out there? Is another team become desperate? Another team that wants to win the Super Bowl or is close become desperate for a quarterback that they know can at least get them there? I'm just saying, the reasoning for keeping him is there. It's there.
They're not doing it. It's you and Dieter Kurtenbach. The only people that think they might.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I got faith in Dieter. I like Dieter's writing. All right. Are you done, just blindsiding my Bud list? You just totally interrupted it.
Sorry.
Jenna, let me get back to it. Number 1, Kyler Murray.
Number 1, let's hear it.
This hurts my heart because this should be a week of celebration for Kyler Murray. He just got $230 million, right? 160 guaranteed. And yet it has become a week of embarrassment because now we all know he don't just not watch film. He hates watching film. He's against watching film so much that they had to put it in his contract. All right, and so now the scrutiny is going to ratchet up, guys. Every bad pass, every blown read, everything he does wrong, see, that's because he doesn't watch film. Look at this kid. He's not dedicated. He don't like film. Now all of this is going to come down on his shoulders. But remember, I'm going to end with a flourish. The Bud list, contrary to what Nick said, is all about motivation. You know that, Wilds. And I'm motivating Kyler. When Nick ripped him, when others ripped him, I said there's a silver lining. Kyler, study the film. Go beyond 4 hours. Go 5. Go 6. Heck, go 14 a week. All right? Study the film and let that combine with your natural ability take you to the next level. That's the Bud list. Ending on a positive note.
It was great.
I like it, Broussard.
First of all, if I'm Kyler and I'm putting in 14 hours of study when I'm only mandated to do 4, I'm going back to the bargaining table. Like, you know what? More money for me. I'm tripling what you're asking me to do. Okay, I'm barely putting someone on the Bud list. I'm putting Mitch Trubisky barely on the Bud list, where I don't know where he's going to pop up. Small. I could see him being even smaller than that, to be honest with you. Here's why. Steelers training camp opened up. A lot of media there. And as much as the Pittsburgh media is trying to convince me, hey, it's not a big deal. We're just reporting on training camp. Don't read too much into it. Even though Pittsburgh Post-Gazette said he misfired on 2 of his first 3 passes. And then The Athletic wrote an article about how he missed Najee Harris and then he threw an interception, but he did have a scramble. But it ends the same. I wouldn't read too much into it. I totally get what you guys are trying to do. I am going to read too much into it. I just cannot help it. If you're saying he's missing passes, I can't help it. I'm going to read too much into it. So do we have a brewing quarterback controversy? Not really. But here's what Mike Tomlin said after practice.
You ready to name a starting quarterback after the first practice?
I'm not. But ask me tomorrow.
We will, Mike. Don't worry.
No question.
So look, it's all fun and games right now,
that's
but
not
I
a
do see a little I see it brewing just a little bit, Brew. Just a little bit.
You know what? That's a good addition. Wilds, you've had some strong takes on this show today. That's a really good one. Because if he can't beat out Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett, then I know Nick is jealous. He's jealous. The Wild, don't let that bother you. See him over there. He's jealous. All right, because you've had some strong takes today. If he can't beat out Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett, then he is now relegated to a backup role pretty much the rest of his career. And how long that career would go, we'll see. Right? A number 2 big. Go ahead, Nick. I'm going to give you the floor. You need redemption. Go ahead. You need to, maybe you can redeem yourself.
Can I interject first?
Wilds what? Yeah.
I don't think that was a real compliment to me.
Go on.
I think it was just a shot at Nick. He's like, I'm going to compliment Wilds. I think you got both of us upset about that.
Well, hold on. I mean, mainly it was about going at Nick, but you know I gave you love in there.